Last time, I got the Lacuna achievement for talking to Oarfish in Lacuna. And I also got Amplified for reconstructing the amplifier. Now, let's see what happens. First run of Act 3. What did I stash again? Oh, right, Zipper. I forgot. Took a bit of a break, but this is the same day, so 2 videos in a row. This might be a really long one. I don't actually have much experience using this version of Zipper, but I do think that once my aim gets a little better, I just sort of hold down the fire button and that's it. Maybe occasionally I would tap fire. Since I already have a weapon, and for other reasons, I'll pick this upgrade. I think I'll try to focus on upgrades, actually. Not too crazy about any of these, but I guess sushi is fine. To gain access to those items. There are actually 10 achievements left and only 6 of them are hidden. I thought there would be at least a few for campaign progression. And here's an Act 3 thing. There are now new enemies in, I think basically every area. Which is exactly why I think going straight to Mantle would be a bit of a shame. But I think only experienced players would be able to skip through all of this and get straight to the credits. Which is why I thought that maybe Oarfish telling you that there may be some newfound unfinished business. I looked at it, that's how I phrased it. Would probably be a good idea. Just in the unlikely scenario that a player would otherwise get to the credits and stop playing the game. That's Neo's concern there. And I guess I get a weapon anyway. Yeah, this run I do want to try and get at least a couple of achievements done. I think it should be possible. Not too crazy about these. Ah. I can work with aura. And 10% damage is obviously good. I think in the early game, maybe, since Polar, for example, is kind of easy, it is sort of a no-brainer to pick weapons that give you damage. Because even if you do get hit, that's going to be beneficial. And yeah, there are even bigger versions of these hermit crabs. Okay, I need to start taking this more seriously. Their attack is a fairly easy streaming pattern. You just sort of move forward and that's it. Okay, I think I want a trade node here. Though I am curious what else, I don't remember if the characters had anything new to say in Act 3 or not. Or maybe there's something I've never even seen before. But I think I'll have plenty of opportunities to talk to each of them again. And here's something. A trade? I have a proposition for you, Minnow. Instead of giving your shell to me now, how about a loan? I give you your items now, and you can repay me later. I'm sure this'll be fine. Taking out a loan is always a good idea. Totally. Excellent, excellent. See you later, Minnow. Yeah, keep that in the back of your mind. Oh, shield on that flak shot. Seems good. Which of these two do I want? I'm not entirely sure. And I think in any case, I would want to stash a weapon for later, yeah. I realized I can just not stash a weapon if I plan to do pea shooter next run. That is another thing. In any case, it's very minor, but I like to overthink things, if you haven't noticed somehow. Exopod. Yep, there are even new bosses in Act 3. This is a polar boss, so it's really not that bad, but I do kind of like this gimmick with the turrets. And the big drill. The big drill that I just can't help but think of Zero Ranger when I see it. I would say Star of Providence, but I'm pretty sure they took it from Zero Ranger, so, well, kind of. It's not really the same functionally. Although you could say that everyone who does a drill is just, stealing from Gurren Lagann. Notice the, new fish in the circle? You might see what that does in a second. That's really dangerous. That used to be bullets. And it used to, the fish used to fly out and explode on the edge of the screen. But that way, the bullet pattern just wasn't very effective. Yeah, there were 3 clusters of bullets going out like that, and then a few more smaller bullets. Maybe it would be at least intimidating, because it is a lot of bullets, but in practice it was very easy to dodge. I think that's why Neo changed it to an AoE. And actually, when I last played, I think those fish still launched out of the circles and then detonated on the edge of the screen with the AoE explosions. So that might have been a late change to make them stationary like that. Oh yeah, I said I'm picking upgrades. What am I thinking? Refactor, yes. I'll definitely find opportunities to use this. Try shooting one of the other fish, maybe. No, if they fly out, they don't detonate. Okay, I see. But if you shoot them, it doesn't break the circle immediately, and you might be able to shoot other fish. I like that. I like the risk-reward. Pearl chaining is even tougher in Act 3 in a way. Ah, but if you shoot them while they're flying out, then they'll blow up anyway. Right. Cool. I I don't think... Yeah, I'll keep picking upgrades. Apparently the rate of specific nodes appearing is really inconsistent. Oh, that's the first time I've been offered Bulwark. Wait, I still have one more unlock from the access node. Focus, right. I guess I could do Crown. Bulwark would be a kind of a ballsy play. And again, there are other things. I'll reroll, actually. At the very least to showcase it. I don't remember the glitchy effect. Maybe that was added at some point. Or maybe I just didn't use refactor much. Either way. An extra projectile on Flak Shot. That's cool. And you can get the same thing again if you reroll. There aren't that many options, so... Maybe rerolls would be very, very good if they excluded whatever you were last offered. I think I'll just take Deadeye. I'm indecisive. Overthinking and indecisive, isn't that just great? You can see a orange shockwave when they're about to blow up. That's cool. Yeah, like that. Yeah, I really like these new enemies. Actually, I have to shut up and focus here. Oh. At least I didn't get hit. That still wasn't great, though. Ah, that's why that happens. Because it wants to magnet up the pearls, but your chain is decaying, during which you're not allowed to pick up pearls. Huh. Before the update, I think at some point Neo made a change so that you can pick up pearls while your chain is decaying. Because it felt really punishing to drop a chain. That was the funny thing, it was the correct thing to drop a chain before, but dropping it was punishing, and there's a long period where if you get hit, you'll lose some of the rewards anyway. Now, it feels appropriate for dropping a chain to be punishing. Because if you nail the quick time event, you just get everything instantly, and that's what you're supposed to do. So it's a punishment for failing that. Oh, that was pretty strong. That is a shield, and that's damage. Do I want to do some shenanigans? Let me just write down something real quick while I think. Like, do I want a cluster bomb? Or do I just grab a shield and a damage up? Yeah. Seems fine. I believe there should be something in relays as well. I was actually curious if it should be showing up yet or not. We'll see. I just realized I've kind of been ignoring the bestiary. Maybe I will leave it until the end game. There could be a video just like what I did with Star of Providence, except not as obnoxiously long. I think it was nearly 5 hours of me just yapping about enemy design and miscellaneous things. I wonder how many people actually watched those all the way through, or listened to them. There's not much to see, really. Another upgrade. Am I just ridiculously lucky with upgrades, or what? Raise shop. I don't think I want that in particular right now. It is kind of cool that shop nodes are now distinct depending on the area, because you might want to mess with the mini games. Oh, I could have... No, wait, I got Septic. What am I talking about? I was about to say that I could have checked on my coral, but no need. Rocket Flare Fireball on that. To be honest, I just don't want the damage. I think that would make things a bit too easy. I'm starting to reach that point. Oh no. But there's still stuff to show off with Ionize. What would I reroll for? I guess there's battery, maybe. Can you actually open the data log? Well, oh yeah, you can. That's kind of nice. I probably should have opened this before. I don't think this was here, actually. I'd be able to read that if I had Electropathy, I assume. Cool. That's focus. So, yeah. Well, an early axolotl would be good. Otherwise, there isn't that much that I'm looking for. Sure. Oh, there it is. That's early enough still. You might think it's kind of late, but you'll see. This run is going to be... Oh boy, the chapters are going to be even more granular. Or maybe not granular. There's just going to be more of them. Oh, the damage over time is even good for the eels. Yeah, flak is good. I think I reached the same conclusion in testing, where I'm like, is flak good? And maybe it's still fair enough to say that the randomness of the spread feels kind of bad. But in practice, it's definitely an effective weapon. Okay, seriously, what's with all the upgrade notes? Is that because I have refactor? Is that a thing now? I don't think so. Well, there's Ionize anyway. Battery. Would I really use battery much? Now, technically I haven't used Ionize with flak yet. I'll take Ionize. It's fine. What it does is, if I can find a situation where it can actually work. The stuff that sticks to enemies will shoot those pea-shooter type bullets at other enemies, so there's even more reason to rely on the damage over time. rather than continuously firing. Wait, this is as strong as Flak Shot can be. I have both Deadeye and Ionize. Can only get better if I grab more damage at this point. I guess most weapons would be good under these circumstances. I didn't get over 150. I've used Burst, I've used Laser with Ionize. I'll just try to find something I haven't used. I think I haven't used either of these with Ionize. Or wait, did I actually use Flare with it at some point? I might have. Okay. Zipper. And yeah, now you can fight Orbweaver. In testing, I was fighting Orbweaver. Oh, wow, this is really powerful. Ah, well, it won't be quite so strong anymore. I think that's an aura around Orbweaver's face. I think you can take damage if you get too close to that. So while you're dodging the webs, you have to keep that in mind, I think. Maybe I've just been paranoid about it this whole time. That's also possible. And yeah, Orbweaver uses Aura as an attack, which is really cool. I especially love the legs, how they move individually and create stuff like this. This pattern stuff. These are like those... I guess I'll call them proximity bullets that the seahorses use in arrays. It's fine to reroll these, I think. Yep. And I'll do that. But yeah, Orbweaver's version of those proximity bullets shoot electric beams in 6 directions, which combine with the horizontal beams that fire periodically. That's a lot to keep track of in that pattern. Heal wall's still messed up, and we have a trade node only. Also, yeah, noticed how before it said 6 out of 8 quests when I was basically done with Act 2. Like I said much earlier, oh, that's different. The Divine Relay. The Divine Relay is primed. It's time for a change. Cool. Yeah, Ray and Asteria's Act 2 quests are completed simultaneously, so you jump from 6 out of 8 to 8 out of 8, which is a little odd. Yeah, Deadeye with Zipper makes it so that there's no spread to the rapid lasers. They're perfectly accurate, no matter how much you click. That's kind of nice. Am I good for this, actually? Well, I shouldn't say that. Hey, Seangel. What's up? Hello again, little minnow. You thought you could get away with our little loan, didn't you? Well, I'm not letting you get away with it this time. Seangel. Those shockwaves do hurt. You have to stand in between them. And here, they will toggle whenever these bullets detonate. It's pretty cool to have a new boss in Act 3 with a new type of attack. This is unavoidable, and it reduces your max life. So that's pretty scary. You're on a time limit with this fight, basically. Aw, man. That was pretty strong, though. So we're good. Look, the life bar is full again. And yeah, Seangel drops upgrades here, as well as the Angel badge, which I'm pretty sure you can't reroll. Yep, that's how the spray can worked, although the text does become yellow. Maybe that's an oversight with the way weapons, their text becomes yellow and they gain the different pool of stats when you reroll them. Yeah, I'm not too crazy about Hourglass either. But yeah, you have to take the badge. Got Angel badge. We'll see what that does later. Do I reroll this? Yeah, sure. Oh no. Are those my only options at this point? What the hell? I think this might be the first time I'm using Blink. I see there's just after images instead of the player sprite moving, I think. And back to Eel Wall. So yeah, that's a bit of a side quest with Seangel there. Now I want to go into the Buzz, though. Good to see you again, boss. Yeah, this is new. Just wanted to let you know that Asteria reached out to me for a favor. If you'd be willing to help out, just ask me about it. I think that's a little different. I don't think I want to play circuits anymore at this point. It's cool. I do actually ultimately like it. Because there's a bit of long-term strategy if you want to consistently win those powerful items. I'll just buy a bomb. First time I'm doing this. Want to buy a cluster bomb for a 500 pearls, boss? Yeah, I'm just stumbling in my words. Sorry about that. Yep. I think I'm gonna need that for what I plan to do. And yeah, you can only buy one of those. I think it's once per run, like if I leave and come back in, I still won't have the option to buy a cluster bomb. Which is for the best, because if you could do that, then you would just max out on cluster bombs and try to nuke the final boss or something like that. Which I may or may not have done something like that in testing. Not specifically by abusing Jin's option to buy cluster bombs, although I did mention that to Neo and he was like, wait a minute, let me see how that works right now. Oh yeah, you could do that. And I think he changed it after the fact. Yeah, the favor. Oh, you're interested in helping me with Asteria's errand? Excellent. If you change your mind, that's fine. I know you have important business elsewhere. Oh, you straight up get told that. Actually, wait, yeah, I did see this before. So I don't have to say it. You don't have to do this quest at all. Asteria came to me with a report about interference on the networks affecting both her and us. Seems the source is different from the emitters, though. My correspondent said they found nothing after scouring relays, so it must be somewhere outside the region. Do you think you could investigate with Electropathy? Yes. Excellent. I forgot that takes up an upgrade slot. Wait, how many upgrades can you have by the time you get here? I don't think I got an upgrade node on every single possible teleporter, did I? Huh. That would be a weird edge case. If that's even statistically possible. Anyway. You should be able to use your amplifier to move about Carsona freely. Try using your Electropathy to talk to machines. Think back to when you talked to Ampere or Dynamo. Better yet, if you could find any call signs, that would be a real help. If you plug them into Ray's radio, you should be able to track their origin down. Good luck. Mystery interference. Use Electropathy and the amplifier to search for machines and call signs outside relays. I believe this quest was originally called Favor, but I'm gonna go ahead and say this is the hardest quest in the game. It's complicated. Oh, the more I think about it, this run might be an hour and a half or 2 hours. That's how complicated it is, and I do want to show everything. But yeah, use Electropathy and the amplifier to search for machines and call signs outside relays. Report to Ray's radio. Remember, this is important. This wasn't here before. I don't think it specifically mentioned anything about call signs. It's just like, find out what's causing the interference. And I'll explain later why that might have confused me. I needed Neo's help to finish the quest. FYI. No. What was I thinking? There's no new dialogue. Yeah, that's it. I think I want to play Thermal before I start using amplified bombs. Although, actually, it might be a bit of a mistake depending on how it plays out. I guess we'll see. That was instant regret as I entered the teleporter, because I just remembered something. I was overzealous shooting the laser grid. What is the official name for this hazard anyway? Is there one? Let me know, Neo. Although maybe Neo's had enough of watching me play at this point. Maybe he's busy as well. Another upgrade. I guess I could max out. Sure, why not? And while I think about this, I need to write down one more thing. Whoops, that was a right click. Good thing it wasn't a left click. Come on, man, you should know. It's written right there already. There we go. Yeah, I'm taking notes for this run, and I also have other notes ready. Be afraid. Maybe I'll just take Crown. What would be better than Crown? Not much. Okay. I'm full on upgrades. I'm pretty sure I can't acquire any more. That's the point of having 8 slots. Although I seem to recall some weird thing in testing where you could go to 9 because somehow Electropathy would overflow, or... I'm not entirely sure. I only heard about it, it didn't actually happen to me. This is... I'm sort of losing control here. Definitely a poor choice of weapon with this hazard. You got me. I wasn't thinking about that. Okay, okay. Maybe holding down the fire button. Didn't I specifically talk about this in a previous part? That you should think. Oh yeah, I have blink. That's the other problem. I don't consider using something like blink. That's a ridiculous number of upgrade nodes. Wait a minute, did Neo patch the game? Because I think I saw some people be like, what the hell? Upgrade nodes don't show up. I didn't pay attention if there were any patches. Anyway, I've never seen this many upgrade nodes. I already got to 8 upgrades. And I haven't even re-rolled any nodes to go to different areas. I'm just curious what's gonna happen if I do this. Otherwise I would want to switch weapon. Aha! Okay, okay. Neo had foresight. Props. Although I guess if I've left one of these beams, it doesn't matter if I stop shooting. It's still gonna do that, yeah. Yeah, I can't actually dash through those. I'll try to keep that in mind, at least for now. I think this is the first time I've seriously struggled in this playthrough. Yeah, the big red fish, didn't their bullets used to split when they hit the edge of the screen, actually? Now it's kind of coming back to me. Struggling doesn't mean that I'm not enjoying myself, mind you. This is really exciting. Oh, I'm full on bombs. I guess I can grab some HP. Or just aura. Yeah, same as before. I didn't want to ruin the moment before, but I wonder. I'm a bit unsure what exactly. I understand Orfish's mind getting shattered, but his body seemed to have some influence when we interacted with it at the end of Act 2 for the last amplifier piece. And the thing Orfish said about it doesn't have a soul, it has some semblance of a mind. I don't distinguish between mind and soul. And now I'm going to get all philosophical, but I think people, when they invoke the idea of a soul, they often want something supernatural to be real, but there's no basis for that whatsoever. Also, by definition, if we could prove that something supernatural like that exists, then in proving it, we are making it natural, because that's what the natural world is, what we can observe and test. Point is, the notion of a soul is perhaps incoherent in this context. It's just some small... Like, Orfish's body is kind of an extension of him. It has a piece of his mind, but not enough of his mind to really be functional on its own. That I understand. I'm just being pedantic, maybe, but maybe that was interesting. Anyway, aura, 1 HP. Max POW? Yeah, max POW. Don't really care to buy that, though. Although I guess I could get something slightly better than a basic bomb. Oh, damn. Before I start reading this, Chimera is now a thermal boss. Which is really cool. And that's part of the reason why Chimera defeats the other thermal boss, and then you just fight Chimera at the end of the quest. Because that's very similar to what happens after the quest, where if you encounter Chimera, you don't encounter the other boss. So I think that makes a lot of sense. And this is specifically happening because I have Electropathy. And this is exactly what I didn't want to happen. Because, well, you'll see. In our limbo somewhere, we now, and A is flesh, mind web, worm-centered computer, Carsina. On of, in between these nested three, spot A is Lacuna. I don't know about the question marks here, like maybe you could fit some words in there, but this sounds like a lot of gibberish. In testing, I thought the 5th line here was a mistake, but you'll soon see that it isn't. That's very much intentional. A blank R in now we talking, that Lacuna right in here, why I am limbo, the in moment mind, Chimera, the my shattered marrow was revolted. Yep. Uh-huh. Don't come here again. Seems you shouldn't come to thermal again. Notice the upgrade. Yep, that is... Oof. So, as a result of that, you lose Electropathy. You take damage, unavoidably. It's... yeah. That's a mistake you'll never make again. Oh god. And as a result of it, this is gonna be really hard. In theory, Aura should be good here, but in practice, maybe hitting the... oh, I could teleport. And I could dash towards my cursor as well. Yeah, this is tough. I forget the details. Neo mentioned something about either the scripted or the random encounter with Chimera. One of them had altered stats, like a different amount of life, different number of the marrow bits that heal the boss. Oh, does the barrier bomb always move to the right? For some reason I was thinking I could aim it. I guess that would be useful in boss fights, but not much else. Okay, if I had to hazard a guess... oh, that's very nice. Yeah, the recovery of crown is quite valuable at this point. If I had to hazard a guess, it would be that, why am I struggling to phrase this? That the lab version of Chimera maybe has reduced life and less healing bits, because your POW will necessarily be reset when you enter the lab. I think that would check out. Huh. So, at Mantlegate, first of all, I'll get my last unlock. I missed. Huh? Oh, you have to land directly. The teleport was messing with me there. With how I was used to doing that before. I guess that's an example of why I don't like Blink. Muscle memory is a heck of a thing. I'll say right now, one of the achievements is for having 8 upgrades at once. And since the achievements don't show up until I close the game, I do hope Neo can fix that. Because with some of these, it's going to be hard to tell if I did them right until then, and I don't know, like maybe the fact that I lost Electropathy now could be a problem. I don't know. So instead of going to Mantle or the hub, I will hold shift and do that. And here's another example of cluster bombs being really good. Do I go to relays first? Because I do need to get Electropathy back. I think I can get it back. Should be fine. And then I would have to... Oh boy, I think I might be trying to do too much in one run, but hey, let this be the mother of all runs before the end. I think I want to go to relays first. I do like the idea that Chimera is so messed up that trying to communicate with it via Electropathy will physically hurt you. I do think that's a really cool and memorable encounter. It really caught me off guard when I first saw it. I just sort of randomly thought of this. It's a point I wanted to make for a while, but part of the reason I'm doing daily uploads, it's not just to... It's not for views or anything, I don't really care. It's more to motivate myself to consistently do this, but in the case of a new release like this, I think daily uploads combined with the way I like to do thumbnails, I just crop a frame of the video, basically. I think if I take an upgrade here, I won't be able to take Electropathy, so I hope there's never a point where there's just one upgrade node and that's it. That would be unfortunate. But anyway, I think the daily uploads would give people time to play the game themselves before any of my videos would potentially show up. So that way I don't really spoil anything. Could re-roll this. But do I want to? I don't really want the POW. Well, that's not much better, but I'll take it. I won't waste too many bombs trying to fish for stuff like that. Right, all of the bullets are hitting the relay nodes. Yeah, it could be blinking through that as well. There's a new enemy. I believe those are eels. Some of the eels that Jin was talking about. I think they should have been able to show up sooner than this. Maybe I was just unlucky or something, I'm not sure. Yeah, they leave behind tethers that shoot electricity. I guess they're sort of like one of Orbweaver's attacks. Actually, multiple of Orbweaver's attacks. Okay. Yeah, maybe a different weapon would be a good idea. I do think Aura's fine, though. Just keeping a chain with it is hard, especially in this place. Okay, there we go. It is a little awkward, I understand the sentiment that I read. Puncher with... Oh, I think that's the best stat roll you can get. Then again, I haven't used beam with ionize either. Okay. It's realize it. It's appropriate. Oh yeah, Axolotl. I forgot where I get the damage from. So beam just causes a burst of bullets when you detonate. I don't know if the enemy has to die. I don't think it does. Maybe it does, actually. If it does, then it's slightly worse against bosses, but it's whatever, I think. My greed strikes again. Those guys are pretty beefy. I think they replaced the electric eels that just shoot stuff at you. Wait a minute, was Jin just talking about those eels? No, maybe I'm just dumb. That would make sense, because I'm pretty sure those are guaranteed to show up. Damn it. Well, I don't have to pick up the upgrade, actually, so that's fine. But now that I lost one, I could get another one. But I won't. Whoa, that was a lot of damage. Maybe the bullets do shoot out, even if the target doesn't die. Okay. Absolutely. Maybe. Now I'll just take it. I was thinking of re-rolling, freeing up space, but no. It's fine. So, I hope this works. I'm never going to thermal again, I've learned my lesson. Back for Electropathy? You got it, boss. How did I lose it? Don't worry about it. Maybe from Jin's point of view, I just died and looped through again. Alright. Polar, that's what I'm looking for. You can use amped bombs to go forward in the game as well, which is kind of cool. Albeit, you'd probably just go straight to either thermal or why am I blanking? Or lattice. Like when I was trying to write down lattice earlier. What's wrong with me? So I can't imagine the, what would you call it? New Game Plus speedrun being all that interesting, but hey, it's an auto-scroller. Speedrunning is not really going to be much of a thing anyway. I could go for a weapon. Yeah, the thing I realized, and I noticed that you can just loop through the game as many times as you want. That's what I was thinking of saying earlier. You could get ridiculously overpowered. You could just trivialize Mantle if you spent enough time building yourself up. 8 upgrades, exactly the upgrades you want. Ridiculous amounts of max power, ridiculous amounts of damage. Damage is going to be good regardless if you get hit or not. Obviously, you'll be maxed out on life. You'll pick your favorite weapon no matter the run. It's just ridiculous. But Neo did do something about it, and I'm kind of waiting for it to show up. There it is. Right on cue. Fluorite. That's stuff that's in toothpaste. Which, yes, I did look up fluorite after this was added to the game. Random gaps in my knowledge. This is completely useless. If I pick it, it'll just disappear and I get nothing. The more you reroll portal nodes, the more it changes how many... The more items will be fluorite instead of items. Eventually, all of them will be. So at some point, the only thing you're gaining from looping through areas is pearls. And the rewards from pearl chaining. But there are definitely limits to those, what with the max POW cap. The maximum life cap. So I think this is a reasonable compromise where you can loop through the game if you're struggling with Mantle to make it easier. I'm not going to do that when I actually go to Mantle. But yeah. I guess I'll just pick up Rocket. The other thing is, every single item can be replaced with fluorite, including boss drops. Anything excluding quest items, I'm pretty sure. If you could even... I guess you could get quest items while you're looping through. So eventually you won't even have bombs. Although, I'm not sure what exactly Neo did. I know you can't endlessly get cluster bombs from Jin to salvage them, for example. But maybe you can get one per loop, so that you could just keep looping for as long as you wanted to, I guess. And yeah, now we're just seeing fluorite. I'll take Aura, I guess. Oh man, I've barely even begun with what I want to do on this run. This is going to be ridiculous. I could always break it up, I suppose. I think when you're using Aura, you just need to leave a lot of pearls behind to keep the chain going. Pick them up before they drift off screen, but don't pick them up too fast. Oh yeah, there is new dialogue. Oh, the Angel Badge. Wait, have I seen this? You got the Angel Badge? Wow, that's really impressive. He can be such a nightmare to deal with when he pulls out his true form. I'm stronger than him, so we both know who wins in the end. Wait. Oh no. Is there gonna be like a Pimbus fight in the future? Oh my god, can you imagine? He's like the hardest boss in the game. If the community pushes for that, that would be a good meme boss, I guess. I don't know if I've seen that dialogue. Maybe I just never bothered to visit Pimbus, because I usually think, oh, I don't have that many pearls. The run's just started. I don't need a shop. I already have a shield, so I don't really need that. I guess I'll just grab Puncher and move on. I forget that those circles are only lit up when there's an item that's supposed to be there. And yeah, this is a machine. Come on, go through. Oh no. The request of that call sign didn't go through. Let's try this one. Contacting. That. Not gonna read all the call signs. What's that? You want a on the next cycle? Confirmed. Shipment? Right, I can... Done. No response? Well, let's try this one. I already told you. Not enough. It'll break. You damn idiots. It seems that didn't go through either. How about this one? Didn't even make the connection. Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. It's surprising that you're here. I haven't met anyone in some time. Where did you come from? I guess I'll... The bigger picture answer. Space. Oh, I heard stars come from space. Does that mean you're a star? Or maybe a cephalopod. I've heard those are from space as well. Although I haven't gotten to see one for myself. As for me, I used to sit on the seafloor. I remember waking up one day and hearing this buzz from all around and through me. Even though I couldn't see or hear, I asked other electric machines about the rest of this strange ocean. Yeah, I just want to point out the picture here was the drill. And now it's the crab. Are you putting together what's going on here? Sadly, this crab found me and carried me away. I haven't been able to talk to anyone since. Frowny face. If you want to ask me anything else, though, just tell me. So yeah, the drill is the one who's speaking. The crab just snagged the drill from the ocean floor. I love the idea of this character and this boss. It's so good. Is this music unique to here? I can't exactly remember. I've been listening to all the music from the update for a while now. Crab? What's up with the crab? I don't know, frowny face. I don't think it likes me either. What I do know is it's a type of animal. It wants to survive, and the drill that my mind inhabits happens to be useful. If I had a way to move to a different body, I would. What's your name? What's my name? As I've been told, it's Niner. Smiley face. This is because my call sign is all nines. Call sign? It's the sequence of numbers you can use to contact a machine through the electric network. Like 7.6234, 92.3, or this, or that. And at this point, I was dumb the first time I did this, and I didn't write any of these down. If you want to have a good chance of figuring this out yourself, this whole quest in Act 3, write these 3 call signs down. They are probably the first things you should write down, and I already have them right here. I'm just double checking to make sure that nothing has changed. Yep, those are all right. Funny face. Oh, you want to see my funny face? Here it is. :3. It looks like a slug. Do you like it? I'll say yes. I think everyone would want me to say yes, but I did also say no, and I think both options are funny. Yay! :3. About the interference. You're asked about interference at the buzz? It might have been me. I was trying to find someone I could talk to. Sorry. X. But I wouldn't be surprised if the interference was coming from somewhere else. Even though all machines speak with the buzz, some do so in different ways. Some machines I can no longer understand. Something like that might register as an anomaly to them. That's something to keep in mind. Yeah, I think that's everything. Since you do appear to be a cephalopod, I'm curious. Do you remember the time before you came to Carsina? What was space like? Why did you come here? I don't remember. Oh. Why don't you remember? Why are you trying to leave Carsina? Why are you trying to leave if you don't remember? Why? I feel like there's something weird going on here. I know. Some of the other machines on the seafloor wanted to leave Carsina. And I thought, since you're also a machine, and you also want to leave, you might be able to explain it to me. Oh no. I think I asked too many questions. So yeah, you do have to fight the crab in the end. Ooh, my damage is insane. Yeah. And you can see the puncher shots sort of return with ionized. Oh, forgot about that drill attack. Okay, we'll try to be tricky here, because... Oh no. I forgot I don't get any nodes. I did have to talk to Niner, so... Yeah, I guess you can also write down that Niner's call signs... his call sign is all nines. Which I didn't even think about. But, or wait, did I actually try it? I can't remember. Anyway. Sure. Actually, I'm over an hour. What the heck? I need to break this run up. It's basically multiple runs the way it's going. So, I'll continue this next time and see if I can do this quest and a few other things as well. Thank you for watching.